So, minus the Nendoroids that you can see back there, this is the smallest anime figure I own. Like, just... It's like 5.5 inches tall. Now that begs the question, is your dick bigger than an anime figure? But first, a message from our sponsors. Start. Man, my computer keeps doing this dumb thing when my screen turns black, and of course it happens during stream. This shit sucks, man. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on? I've tried everything. I think it's this other PC building company completely screwing me over. I hear you guys are having some computer troubles. Yeah? You should be buying from Artesian Builds. Artesian Builds? Artesian Builds! They've got everything you need for your high-end gaming hobbies. They've got dozens of options for all of your new computer needs. I put the dirt block on the wood block. Custom keyboards, custom computer cases, and more are available in the merch store so you can fully own your unique gaming experience. Just don't go too overboard on the RGB. Just use command Artesian in the chat to get the affiliate link or check the description in the video below. Disclaimer, I only get money if you buy a full PC rig. Nothing in the merch store gives me any kind of commission. What's up, guys? I'm Scott, and I will help Leo do the things that he can't do, such as show off anime figures out of the box. And that is because what I like to do is I like to go straight from unboxing to showing the anime figure and talking about it directly. You might have noticed in my previous anime figure video review that I had a lot of high definition pictures, which will still be the case, but I like to, push it up against the camera, show you exactly what I am looking at as well. And looking at this box, starting with the box, it's a very good box. It's very small, it's very compact. It has exactly what you're going to see is what you're going to get on the box, every single side of it. And, well, the bottom is just the barcode. So let's crack this bad boy open. Very tiny figure. You can even, see some of my other figures. I'll pull off my Senko for comparison. Of course, this is 1/8, 1/12. This is tiny. This is really tiny. Which might not be a bad thing, considering I am running out of room on my shelves over here, so might be a good thing that it is not too large of a figure. So let me put her on her stand. So definitely the smallest scale figure in my collection. You can get a okay look at her here. It's probably not going to focus very well, but I mean, if we take my other coconut for comparison, the other coconut which you did see in the anime figure review a couple of months ago. Gotta get the dust off of her stand. This is the big version. And this is the itty bitty tiny version. But I mean, again, it's a get what you pay for. I paid $40 for this swimsuit figure. She is my favorite girl from the Nekopara series. And let's just take a closer look from the tip of the head to the tips of the toes. And right away, you know that because it's smaller, there's going to be less detail. There's not going to be, too much definition in these little ear fluffs. But the fact that they are still pretty much there is nice. The painting on the flower is actually very well done. I do see a little bit of a scuff right at the base of the ear, but again, it's not going to be too much of an issue. Looking around the rest of the hair, there's a little bit of scuff behind her right ear as well, right next to her hand. I think I'm blowing dust off of her hand. And not too many errors in terms of the sculpt, in terms of the painting. The colors are a little flat in terms of her hair, and then as I keep moving my way down the hair to the big flow out, it's just a little dusty, a little marks here or there. I think it is largely just dust that I'm wiping off of her hair right now. So overall, very flawless hair. Again, not too many scuff marks. And we can transition to her face now, I think. Her face, very cute expression. It's like an, oh, you caught me. Not with her pants down because her pants are still up, but it's a cute little expression. As far as the eyes go, I don't think there are any errors there. Her eyebrows, her mouth, the mouth paint, I mean, it's a little red dot. If you get really, really close up, you can kind of see it's a little indentation, which works well. Her cute little nose poking out. If you get a nice profile of it, it's not too flat, so that's very nice. Her hair twists around her arm elegantly, and as we continue to go down into her chest around that hair, again, not too fine in terms of the details, like where her breast meets the bathing suit. It obviously looks like two separate pieces, which it might be, or it could have just been a very quick sculpt. There's a little bit of a bulge, but I don't think that's intended. It looks like it's just a bunch of smaller pieces put together, like you could see on her left side boob underneath her hair. There is a bit of a painting error right under there. There's a little bit of purple paint on her breast, and the wire that wraps around her chest is indented right into her boob, but then it kind of pops out as it comes into her back and then indents back into her back, which is a little unusual there. Her chest, as we go below her chest, well, actually, first a little bow on the front there, is not too terribly done. It's got a little more detail than I would have expected, and the paint on the little green things looks a little spot on. Not too many scuffs there. But again, as we go down into like her chest where the gray line is, and around the back where it meets the little flower back there, a little bit of the gray paint on the flower, not too much of an issue. But again, it looks like it's two separate pieces where like the chest meets the rest of the body. I'm not going to try to pull it apart, but it's not the best of sculpts. Again, it's, prize figure type pricing or pop-up parade. I forget which one it was, but it was not an expensive figure, so I'm not expecting anything groundbreaking here. But so far it is very good for what it's doing. As we move down to the belly is defined, and it's kind of odd that this is one of the more detailed places because the pose lends itself to cover her belly, but her belly is strangely detailed. And you can even see a bit of her hip bone, which, now that I'm looking at the purple line that goes around her waist, that does not look very good. I mean, again, I am taking a very, very close look at it, and they try to imitate frills in a lot of these little purple lines. They try to make it look frilly, I guess, but it's just not coming off like that. It does not look very nice. The flower, on the other hand, the flower on display, if you were to display her naturally, it looks fine. The blue paint to indicate the middle of the flower, it could have been done a little bit bigger, but other than that, the flower looks perfectly fine. As we go around to her tail and the bow right above her tail looks better than the bow on her chest, I think, but has a little less detail. The painting is done a little bit better there. Just blowing off some dust. Her tail, speaking of which, is a nice big curl, nice big and fluffy. Again, the color looks a little flat. It's it's not too off from what her her actual coloration is. It looks, actually, her hair looks a little more bleached when I compare it to her other model. So I'm not really sure what to make of that, but at least it's consistent. So maybe she did bleach her hair just a little bit, because she already has, blonde hair. And this looks a little bit more platinum blonde, so it's not too much of an issue. As we continue down into the butt and the rest of the bathing suit, you try to get a look from the front, try to get a look from the back, and I mean, yeah, that's a butt. Not too much going on there. You can't really mess up the sculpt of the butt and the legs as we go down into the legs. One of the legs is straight, the other leg has a bend to it and has a little strap going around her thigh. And they do get the indentation correct here, I think. A nice little thigh bulge right around that flower. And she's placing her hand down onto her knee. The nail polish is actually well done here. As I'm looking at her hand, there's just one little scuff mark on her hand, and that is not dust. That seems to be a bit of plastic coming off of there. Not too refined. But as we go down to the knees, the calves, and the feet, it all looks perfectly fine. Like, even the very, very tiny details of the nail polish on her toes is well done, I think. And funnily enough, I think the legs, which this model is kind of supposed to accentuate, the legs look fantastic compared to a lot of the other smaller details. But, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You get what you pay for. And this is definitely worth its own price. I think it's strange, though, that the boobs are a little scuffed when, those are her biggest assets. It's her and, well, I was going to say coconut. It's her and cinnamon that have the biggest boobs. So you would think they would want to get the boobs right, but I feel like they're lacking on the boobs, but they definitely get the legs, the butt, the feet, the calves, and even the belly are all correct. Overall, not a bad figure. It's, again, very worth the price. It's very tiny. Like, I underestimated how small this was gonna be. Like, I kind of can't get over the fact that it's so small. But, it's going to have a nice place right on top of my display cabinet here. Right next to, all the other sexy beach girls, which I will show pictures of. And that is going to be it for this anime figure review. If you have your own coconut, let me know what you think about it. I like this. I mean, she is my best girl after all. If you have all 6 of the other girls, let me know how they look together, if they look adorable, if they, look sexy, how you have them arranged, because I can definitely see a world where you have little risers and little stands and you arrange them in a more dynamic fashion than just like using the gear of the stand. Oh, that's something I neglected to mention. Probably because it is so forgettable. But usually I like to mention the stand itself. And, I mean, it's purple, which matches her color, and that's about it. I think the gear shape is meant to, like, have the girls connect with each other. But other than that, it's very plain. It's plastic, it's see-through. Not too impressive, but it does a better job than the bigger coconut stand, which is just clear. You know what I mean? So overall, I would rate this product very highly. I'm not going to give it any stars or a rating, but if you want it for your collection, I would highly recommend it. If you're waffling about it, I would say get it. It's pretty cheap. It's pretty cute. And, it's just a cat girl in a swimsuit. It's not like you have to explain, oh, why does she have a camel toe? Because she does not have a camel toe. Or, anything like that. It's just a pretty girl in a swimsuit. And if you are a fan of the Nekopara series, even if Coconut's your worst girl, I would say get this figure if you want to complete the collection. It's very cute, and I highly recommend it. Thank you for watching this anime figure review. The next one is going to be either the Minato Aqua scale figure or from Hololive, made by Kotobukiya. And then we also have Coco Fantasia from Gochuma wa Usagi desu ka, which is one of my favorite anime, and I can't wait to crack that one open. So this one is going to have a nice little display right up here next to the other sexy girls. And I was actually a little worried because all of the other ones are big, and I was like, if this is similar to the same size, maybe it won't fit up there, and I'll have to try to find somewhere else to put her. But because she's so small, it's easy to put her anywhere up there, and she looks good. And like I said with the previous coconut, that is definitely a centerpiece type figure, and the smaller coconut complements it very well. But when you put them side by side, that's when you can really start to notice the difference in the hair colors. The more platinum blonde of the smaller, cheaper figure compared to the more dynamic platinum blonde to like more chestnut brown at the tips. Well, that's at the very tips, but you get what I'm saying. There's more of a gradient in her hairstyle compared to our beach babe over here. But yep, thank you for watching. Check out or look out for the next anime figure review video, or down the pipeline there is going to be some more content that is going to be coming here on the Leo Dickinson YouTube channel. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe. Again, tell me if you own the figure as well. I want to see your opinions on what you think of this one or any of the other girls, because again, I'm looking at the back of the box and they all look really cute, honestly. They all have really nice dynamic poses, and funnily enough, that is generally how things tend to go, where the bigger, more expensive figures, like, sure, they have more detail, but the pose isn't as exciting, whereas some of, like, even the prize figures, you can see in my Yohane case over here, prize figure is kind of blocked by my mic stand, but I have two prize figures in here that have really nice dynamic poses, and then my scale figure in the back, the Daydream Warrior Yohane, it has a figure that, or it has a pose that relates her personality, but it doesn't really feel as dynamic as the other ones who have the limbs going everywhere. So if you think that's an issue in the anime figures that you own, let me know about that one too, because that's a really interesting discussion we could have there about the dynamics of the posing, which, again, going into the next two figures, I'm pretty excited to see. So thank you again for watching. Look out for the next anime figure review. Or if you're here for all general content, Sumo Tournament is going to be happening all throughout November or all throughout mid-November. If I publish this either during or before the tournament starts, be sure to check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/LeoDickinsonVT. You can support me through the links down below. And if you haven't seen them already, well, actually, I could probably put a commercial here now, and it would be my own commercial. So it's not any YouTube kind of money, but I think I will start doing that. I'll put my own commercials in my videos in lieu of some of the other commercials that you can put the pre-rolls and the monetization and all that and whatnot. But it'll help me out a lot if you guys buy yourself a PC through Artesian Bills using discount code LeoDickinsonVT, or if you sign up for Proton VPN using the affiliate links down in the description below. I will catch you cats later.